You guys hear me now? How's that? Looks on my end like you guys can hear me now. Is that good? Cool. Okay. Awesome. So I didn't really say anything important. I was just saying that we got all this working yesterday and thought I was pretty happy about that. And so as far as where to go to now, that's the question, isn't it? Anybody have any like obvious logical next steps? Booleans? Oh yeah, Booleans would be good. We'd also do different int types. Because my ints basically right now, my ints are like U8s, right? They're 8-bit. Or no, they're I8s, right? Because they're assigned. So we could do more int size. U64. Oh yeah. Sorry, 8. They're 8 bytes. 64 bits. Correct. So we could do other sizes of those or booleans. Booleans probably makes more sense for now. Yeah, let's do booleans. You guys want to do booleans? Where would we start with booleans? So let's make an example and see what happens, I guess. And then we will go from there. So if I cargo run, it should compile right now. Okay, if I search to something with booleans, returns true is a function that returns true. And how do I even like check this? Because we can't return. We can't return bools out of here. So we don't really have any way right now of inspecting anything because we can't print. We could do printing first. Because then we can actually look at these things. But I guess we can just look in the assembly, although that won't really show us anything. Should we do printing first? What all would that entail? Printing is hard. You can also support if statements. Yeah, but I need booleans before I can support if statements. Yeah, we still need to do like loops and ifs, all those core things. But we need booleans for those. I mean, at least for while loops and but even to be able to look at booleans, we kind of need a way to print them. So maybe we do printing. If statements return options, those need to be done first. Truth. Okay, so why do we do printing? Doesn't that kind of mean like the standard library then? How is printing going to work? By the way, is this printing? Typecasting? What do you mean by typecasting? Like casting from one type to another? Oh, like casting from a boolean to an int so we could return it? Printing. Well, I just want to. Why do I need printing? I just want to be able to like check what we're working on. because it's kind of like we've just been checking the exit code, which is kind of lame. IO really is kind of hard to do from scratch. Well, I did it as one of those assembly exercises, like printing numbers and stuff. Printing needs strings as well. Oh, does printing need strings? What if we just had like a print int? We just have a print int that prints ints for now. And I print bool. And then we can like generalize it later. Then we need a concept of like a standard library, right? So what if we have like a print int hold on, I gotta write back to this text real quick. Okay. Int's may require. Yeah, I did that. I literally made like a print int function in assembly. So with extern, you would just need to link that in. Yeah. But wouldn't that be some sort of like use like stud.print or stud.io.printent? And then down here you can print it. Like this. And then this, when it converts to assembly, would turn into some sort of like extern print int.asm or something, right? Which means we need a module system, like Joppy said. Well, how else would you implement this without doing something like this, right? Unless it's just like totally built in and you don't have to import it. So many things to decide. All right, so how about we start doing this kind of thing? Printing in a standard library, pretty marketable. Yeah, so how about we start working on a module system? Well, this is kind of weird because this is going to be written in assembly, and some of these are going to be written in Lovely, and some are going to be written in assembly, right? Maybe before we do this, how about we like make a test module, like test standard library called like stud.math, and then we'll do like math.add, and we'll basically just like include this in the standard library. Does that sound like a good first step? Because then we don't have to worry about printing quite yet, and then we can go on to printing. An extern keyword. What would the extern keyword do within Lovely? Wouldn't you just like import it with like a use? Is that what we decided in syntax? Yeah. Oh, and modules start with these uppercase. Oh, so you're saying instead of something like this, you just have like that, and then it just like links it in. How does it know what to link? Is my question. So many questions, so many questions. The problem is that function names are mangled. Oh. I don't understand why I do this though. Couldn't I just do like this? And then just use it here? Isn't that what languages do? Now inline assembly is sort of compelling. If we made inline assembly, then we could make our entire standard library within Lovely just using inline assembly, right? If you wanted to write something in assembly and use it in Lovely program, how would you do that? Would probably be needed for an OS. Yes, okay. So what about inline assembly? What if we went straight to inline assembly? And then that would solve both the problems, like both our need for standard library, which we could write it in Lovely, and yeah, it also need to be platform specific. Ooh, I kind of like this idea. Because then we can make a function that's like, what assembly syntax would I use? Wouldn't it depend on the platform? So like, is he include then? Just copy paste? Probably. I mean, I don't know. Or we could do the extern thing. Couldn't like a use, if we do use stud.math, couldn't this just translate in assembly to extern, like linking the extern, like stud.math.asm? Or since currently there can't be linking between lovely files, truth. Um, I don't know. How about we work on inline assembly? Why is that not? Oh, there we go. Use this for lovely modules, not external functions. Okay, yeah. Okay, how about some syntax suggestions for inline assembly? What would that even look like? You need to specify the platform, right? Like, say I want to make a say I just want to make like an exit function that literally just exits. Add a tag to a function to set the link name. What do you mean the link name? Then linking would work fine and you could use extern. Do I have to like this or like that or something? And then when this gets turned into a label, it'd be like exit. So it's kind of like the equivalent of like the no mangle, because doesn't Rust have like a no mangle thing? But like you can customize your own name. How close are you to completing the programming language, and how close to finishing your BIOS project are you as well? The operating system project is really far, and this is also really far, but maybe slightly less far, but still pretty far. And then you could do extern like this. Spoken like a true dev. Thank you. Yeah, no, this project is still really far, and then once it's done, then the other thing is still really far. So they're all really far. It's kind of a really long-term project. So the end is not in sight, but the present is very enjoyable. Okay, I'm starting to get this. I'm starting to get your guys' philosophy here. So you're saying wait, I'm still not totally getting what your use case is. The end will be dreadful, indeed. Like what if I had like a project with like two things? I have like a lib.lovely that just has like a, I don't know, like a my add function that I can copy from over here. And then I have like a main something, and I just want to like use lib.add, and then I can do add or what if this is what I want to do? What does this turn into? Like, I want to compile this project. I have to invent a way to handle projects. Exactly. So what problem do we solve, I guess, first is the question. They're all kind of related. Build system incoming, exactly. Um, because we need a way to import lovely into a lovely file, and we also need a way to import asm into .lovely files. I kind of like the idea of working on a build system. My finger's like peeling all of its skin off. It's kind of gross. I poison ivy on it. All right. So what do we work on? What do we work on? Build system? Or inline assembly? Or a way to call external. Those seem to be the main options to me, right? So either we work on a build system, a inline assembly, or way to call external assembly functions from lovely. Example of what you mean in Discord. Oh, there's all sorts of action in here. File A. File B. Here, let me pull this into the stream. Okay. File A, cool function. And it's not mangle, so it turns into that. Cool function, extern fun. Yes. This is great, but why would we force this sort of ugly-ish syntax when couldn't we just turn like a, isn't this basically what a use statement would be? Or a use expression? Use statement, I don't know what it'd be. Like, couldn't we get the same exact behavior, but just have this be like use cool file a dot cool fn? The concept. Okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, it turns into an extern. All right, so basically this still would require like some sort of build system that can like compile multiple files and link them together like this. The file name could be used as a prefix and that problem would be avoided. Yes. Yeah. So let's do that. That's basically just a module system at that point, right? So let's just work on that. Function type would still need to be specified. Ooh. Does it? Well, can we like get that information out of this file somehow with the build system? Currently, the start symbol is always generated even though there's no main function though. Yeah, exactly. So all those are all the problems we'd have to solve if we made a build system, right? Like we'd have to have, like Rust has like that main, like main.rs, and then everything else is like a supporting thing. But main would become start. So I say, we just work on a build system. Any objections? I solve this by only having one translation unit per compilation. What does that mean? You need to compile all LV files at the same time. Well, that's kind of what I'm suggesting, right? Like, isn't that what a build system would need to do? Is compile all of them so that I can like compare all the shared things. But then why have different files at all? Well, why do you have different files in Rust? Isn't it just for like organization and stuff? Like you could just do everything in the same file in Rust, but you don't. Oh, why have different assembly files at all? Is that what you're asking? Oh. So then can we just combine all the assembly files if we're doing that? What if we just took all of our, take all .lv files and make a single .asm file? Rust crates can be built separately though. Well, this isn't Rust. So we can do things a little differently, right? So how about we just, then we don't even have to worry about this whole like extern thing. We just take 1 second here. Be right back. Very sorry about that. Somebody needed to print something in here, so I helped them with that. Okay. Why did this come up? We're over here. So okay. Compiling all lovely files into one ASM file is easy and wouldn't be that bad at the end. That's what I'm thinking. So wouldn't that be like a pretty good solution? All right, bye temporarily. You heading out, or is that because I headed out? Anyway, I'm back now. So I say we try. Yeah, let's make it like a little simple build system that'll like find all the lovely files in your project and combine them all into one assembly file and spit it out. That seems pretty easy, doesn't it? Everything seems easy. All right, so let's talk about what a lovely project looks like. And we also need to talk about like what are things public by default and accessible to other lovely files, or do we need to like mark them as pub, or because every language kind of has different philosophies about that kind of thing. Different falafels. Different falafel. Let's say I'm making a lovely project called like cool app. What's a good lovely app name? Yeah, cool app. What's like, does it have a, probably needs to, if it's a binary, it probably needs to have like a main.lv, don't you think? Or index.lv, or what? Index. Probably main. And this will always contain your main, right? Which is a function that probably returns an int, but can also return void. I think we did make it so it can return unit, right? And it'll just return it can return 8. We usually do 11, don't we? All right. And then you can have other files in here that, we'll just keep it really simple, right? You can have other files in here, lib.lv. Lib, actually we'll call this one math. Math defines some, all we wanted was a way to inspect things, now we're making an entire build system. Actually, originally all we wanted was booleans. But yeah, things got complicated fast. Do you force the return value main to be int? I think I force it to be int or unit. Math will have some functions, you know, our favorite functions in here, like subtract and add. Shoink. With some nice dot comments. Adds to integers. Subtracts to integers. We'll even take this to the next level. Multiply. By y. This would be the other x by. It's interesting how there's a different word for each of these. By, with, from, and to. English is complicated. Okay. Put pi in there too. Oh yeah, it's like a constant. Good idea. Let's do pi. It's like that. That's all I know. Oh yeah, all these are constants too. Correct. Are constant ints like? Do we capitalize them? We'll just do that for now. Are the hash meant to be dot comments? Yes, I think so. Will there be a documentation generator? Oh yeah, you betcha. This is gonna be the nicest language. The way I have it set up is that if it returns, I think this is how it's set up. If it returns unit, then it just exits with 0. So it's like a same default. We need a module header. What do you mean a module header? Oh, like mod math? Do we actually need that? Or can it just be automatic based on like file names? A docden would probably benefit from multi-line comments. I don't know. You just do it like this. More like a description of the module. Like what? The ratio of the radius to the circumference radius, right? Circumference to, no, it's actually the circumference to the diameter, isn't it? Diameter of a circle. Tau would be the radius. Okay. All right, that should work. Oh, like up here? Math things. Yeah, okay, that'll be like once we have like a doc generator. This should be fine for now. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So here's an example. And then we also obviously want to support directories, right? So if I make another nested thing, like what if this was inside lib? What if math? Oh dear. Can I take math? Boom, put it in there. Math is in lib. And then this has to say use, oops. Why is this not working? Use math, sorry, use lib.math.add. Oh, we don't even have floats yet, so this isn't gonna work. We're just gonna say 3. Add 1, 2, 2. I guess we don't need that. Okay. What would happen if I do use lib? Then we'd have to do lib.add. I think. Oh wait, lib.math.add. Hello, Vince. What's the name of the language? It's called Lovely. Lovely is the name of the language. So we could do something like this. Happy medium. Is 3, guys. Yeah, exactly. Is this the syntax we're actually going to use, like the dot syntax? Because we're using dot syntax right now. What do we land on? We're using that for fields, right? These aren't exactly fields. Do we want to reuse the dot syntax, or do we want to use like... I feel like we're already using colon a lot. We haven't really talked about the syntax, I guess. Or we did talk about it, actually. Didn't we have a whole philosophy about how modules were types? Yeah, but we threw that out the window, didn't we? I think we decided that the whole philosophy was misleading. Are you differentiating module accessing from struct field accessing? Yeah, I do want to differentiate it, which means I feel like we should not use these dots here. Any character suggestions? Arrows? Crockeators? Oh, slash. Except that looks like a division. We could do double slash. Slash does look good, but how do we distinguish it from division? This looks like you have some variable called math, you're dividing it by the result of add. There's always a good old pipe. Lib math. Doesn't look like division, it looks like the file system. I know, it looks great, but it's the fact that the parser needs to be able to distinguish it from a division. Just use a div function instead of having an operator. No operator for division. What are we, barbarians? And a double slash looks like you're trying to escape the backward slash in Windows file path, exactly. What about single colon? Single colon does look good. Except for we're literally using a colon for like everything already. So I feel like that's kind of an overuse of the colon. I agree that a slash looks good. Oh yeah, that's really cool. How about we do this? Ooh. No. I mean, we don't even have a negate operator. Truth. Alright, so how about we ditch the division operator and we use the slash? It'll hopefully look better once we have some syntax highlighting. I mean, I like slash. The other thing we could do is that we could escape these with quotes, and then we could do that. That doesn't work, because we can't do that down here. Alright, let's do the slash. We's gonna do the slash. So, use becomes a keyword also. Interesting. Do you like backslash too? I can get used to that. This is gonna be bit shift, right? I don't know, guys. So we'd have to do this everywhere we did that. Which is fine. Syntax decisions are hard. Use. Finally use for backslash. I feel like backslash just kind of looks wacky. Does it? What do you guys think? I feel like forward slash. Because it does look like the file system, which is really cool. Poll? Fine, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Which? Alright, there's a poll. What else could it be? It could potentially be a colon. It could be a double colon, although it looks kind of wacky. Whoa, backslash is winning? I did not see that coming. Yeah, Gleam uses slash, doesn't it? Okay, I guess dot is an option too, right? We could do dot. What other characters are there? There's a double slash, double backslash. That. Is that what it looks like? No, see, yeah. So backslash is actually winning. I feel like we might get a lot of hate if we use the backslash. Oh well, it can always be changed later, and it does kind of make sense, I guess. Alright, let's go with the backslash. The people want backslash, the people are gonna get backslash. Backslash is winning, y'all are crazy. That's what I think, Robin, but they just are overpowering me. They are overpowering me. I would rather do slash. Can somebody give me a reasonable argument why not to use just a forward slash? Is it just because then we'd have to do like 2.div 2? If we want to do slash is division. That's about the only good argument, I guess. Oh, did we consider pipe reasonably? What about pipe? Apparently. Pipe is kind of cute. I know I said we could delete the division operator, but I'm not converted. Okay, does anybody like pipe? I feel like pipe is kind of cute. We do pipe colon. We do pipe colon colon pipe. Pipe pipe. Colon pipe. Ooh. Colon pipe. Pipe. No, pipe is the OR operator. Oh, single pipe is the bitwise OR, right? How can you say we need the bitwise OR operator, but we don't need the arithmetic division operator? Fine, we're gonna do backslash, I guess. I'm gonna regret this. Ooh, lib math squiggle dance? That's so attractive. I thought about that actually, lib math add. That's kind of ugly. We're also already using tildes like in here. So I feel like we should not use that. We are using, yes, we are using at for something else. So we can't use add. Otherwise that'd be reasonable. Alright, fine, backslash. Backslash wins. I know I'm gonna regret this. Alright, let me just add one more file here. Just for our example cool app thing. How about, I don't know what's another like file we might use? Check Discord. Oh sweet, yeah, Glean. Some person, they are convincing me to use backslash for module access, like this. Okay, what's another example directory, or not example file we could use? I'm just gonna call this lib.lv, and it's just gonna have 3, which is that. It's just gonna have one called get3. And then over here, we're gonna say 2 to. Oh wait, this is confusing because now we have a lib and a lib. Nums. Num. What is it? Get3. Why backslash when good OSs and even Windows use slash? Just because of division. It's not that people would think lib/math means that you want to divide lib by math, but the parser might think that. I made this parser and it's not particularly clever. Like seriously, who divides files? I want to divide lib by math. Oh man. Look, I think we would be forced. Wait, here we go. Okay. Everybody following? Wait, so Robin, your argument is good. Like the whole use it can just use and then parse till the end. But what about like nested in here? Like I'm using it in here too. Like there's no way in here to know that this isn't math divided by add. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yes, it makes sense here, but it doesn't make sense here. What did I just write? What did I write? Excuse me. I didn't say Windows was bad. I just said it looks bad and it's like Windows. Okay, we've been arguing about this too long. Somebody just needs to make a decision. I think our hands are kind of tied. If you want to use backslash instead of dot, then yes, but otherwise backslash is bad. How about we prefix all modules with a character and then use dot on them? 99%, 9% of the time our test fail on CI is because Windows and file path separators. Wait, what do you mean, for Tailwind? That's actually really funny. Okay, so we don't want to contribute to that. Joppy, what's your suggestion? Prefix them all with a character? I don't know, guys. I kind of just want to use slash. Hey, we're not using semicolons anywhere. We could use semicolons. That's kind of weird. Double semicolon. That just looks so good. Comma. Double comma. Elvis operator. Question mark. Are there more characters on the keyboard that I'm missing? Technically, we're not using these yet. We could like nest them. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. It looks like a function. Aha. Just do what Gleam does. What does Gleam do exactly? I'm looking. I'm looking. Whoosh. Whoa. That's crazy. Unqualified imports. Whoa. Wait, this does not make sense. You're saying do this, and then here it'd be math.add. You'd have to do this if you wanted to use add there. Okay, okay. So the slash is for like nesting into files. Ooh, this is kind of cute. I like this. And then what do? Can we just like, we forbid the usage of, like, this is just becomes illegal, right? You just, like, the most you could do would be this. as libmath. Oh, I like this. I like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found a solution. But please use parens instead of braces. Import everything explicitly. Well, not necessarily, because you could do that, but then, yeah, you at least have to import the file that it's in. I kind of like this. Personally, this is my favorite. There's a bit more. What is this bit more you speak of? Modules. Oh, there's a bunch of definitions. Gleam.io. Uh-huh. Okay, that's like what I just kind of what I said here, right? So if I want to use whatever I put in this num thing, it would become, I'd have to use num. And then I could do get3. Some person created a poll. Why am I racist? Because I made this one comment about it looks bad like Windows? I don't understand. No, I'm not using LLVM, computer scientist. Oh, you're talking to Jappy. All right, I'm gonna go with this. I'm deciding. I like this. I think Gleam system is good and it makes a lot of sense and it's logical and I just really love it. The only question now I have is, Jappy said I should use parens here. But I'm not convinced about the parens. Any tips in making a language as a hobby project? I just say try it, give it a shot, but like do it. Like I don't spend a well, okay, that's not a good advice. If you go through like a book or tutorial, make sure it's something that's actually making you like write code instead of just like reading a whole lot and not actually writing a whole lot. But as far as like resources, I would suggest interpreterbook.com by Thorsten Ball. Just sent the link in chat. And crafting interpreters. These will like go over like lexing and parsing and interpreting, and then compiling is kind of different, but I don't really know any good. There's some good resources about that too, but they're a little more involved. Oh dear, there's like a whole war going on in stream chat. Okay, you guys think parens look better? How about squares? That looks like an array. Okay, yeah, I kind of agree. Parens look better. Okay. So we got some syntax to implement then. Go PHP/real style and use squirrelies. I think the parens do look cleaner. Okay. So our goal for this next quarter is to get this cool app compiling, right? Watching me from India at 1:11 a.m. Bro, that is some commitment. That's awesome. All right, so let's get this stuff working. So everything's an expression, so use things are no exception. Everything's an expression, use is no exception. I'm writing a rap. Okay. And it just returns void because there's nothing else logical to return. It's gonna be void or unit, I guess we're calling it, right? Which we're representing like that. Coolio. All right, we gotta lex this stuff, we gotta parse this stuff, we gotta do all sorts of things. So first let's write a test. A failing test. Because this is how we start. You guys are unhinged today. Does this mean lovely tests can use multiple files now? Ooh. That gets complicated. I didn't think about that. We might have to rework how tests work. But for now, I'm just going to try to... Oh, shucks. We have to totally rework how tests work. I did not think about this. Yeah, each test suite now has to be like a whole lovely project, I think. Wait, William and Robin are neighbors? Oh no, Robin and Germany are neighbors. Gotcha. Okay, so we need to rewrite our test system. But first, we're just gonna ignore the tests and just work on our module system. So, I don't even know where to start. We just got ourselves into like a real... That is pretty awesome, some person. I never know whether to call you some person or like Rasawe. You can tell me what to call you. Yeah, where to start? This is a disaster. What a disaster. I say we start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. Which means let's work on this CLI. Is there a way to like install? We're making a new test system and a build system and a module importing. Correct, but still no booleans. Well, this is all for booleans. You gotta remember that. Okay, how? Guys, is there a way for me to like cargo install my current project? Some person says what? Spelled wrong. What? Oh, cargo install dash path. Cargo install dash path. Oh, dot. Ooh. That's cool. Oh yeah. Whoa, look at this cool CLI. Is that awesome or what? Okay, I want to put this over here. Joink. We're going to be working on the CLI. Lovely. Use lovely command. We can either do lovely. Oh, lovely help. What does that do? Lovely help. Does awesome things. Cool. That's not a very good CLI, I guess. Surely you don't need all this to implement booleans, but okay. Oh yeah, I do. I need all these to implement booleans. It'll be fun anyway. It needs to be done at some point, so at least it won't be a waste of time. I don't think. Where's this like does awesome things coming from? Oh, right here. About. A language by the people, for the people. Hey. Lovely. A language by the people, for the people. We're falling into that side project loop again. This isn't a side project. This is a core central feature. I mean, we knew we were gonna need this. I don't know what you guys are on about. I don't know about this slogan though. How about a systems language with a strong focus on delightful developer experience. On a lovely so nice. Okay. Kai is delusional. I'm not delusional. Like you just gotta ooh, that can be the long about. That's better. We changed the slogan ever since the backslash is listed. All right. Oh, exiled. Very nice, very nice. So what are our commands? Compile. Where did compile come from? Compile. Oh, R short long. Okay. Option output. Path. A lovely compiled type-driven systems. That's good. That's good. I'm taking that. A lovely compiled type-driven systems programming language. We don't need a long about. Oops. Okay. So what are we doing right now? I need to make like a whole other thing here. This is like build. mod.rs. Build. So build is kind of gonna be like the CLI, I guess. I don't know. What's this even gonna do? It's basically just gonna have a function, or I guess it's gonna have a type. Build. Don't build systems usually have like a fun name, like cargo? All right, everybody, there's a competition afoot. It's who can find the best name for our build system. We don't have one, right? We have tool names. We don't have this. Build system. Submit your entries in YouTube chat or Discord. The winner gets their name stuck permanently on the top of this file. Lovingly named by your name here. This will be permanently on here. July 24th, 2025. Heart emoji. Like blush. Ooh, blush. Blush is pretty good. Alright, here's options. Blush. Heart. Petal. I feel like Joppy's using AI. Backslash builder. William, you gotta give it up, man. Okay. Hey Saba, we are working on. What are we working on? We're working on a build system for Lovely. It's kind of a long, tragic story. No, you're totally not. You're good then. Weave, I don't know about Weave as much, but Blush and Petal are pretty good. I feel like Blush is kind of the best. Blush. Alright. Unless somebody submits something else, Blush is gonna win because I really like Blush. Lotus. Lotus. That's nice too. Very nice. Wait. Oh dear. Robin, that is clever, but I don't know if it's Alright, I think I'm gonna go with Blush. Pull. Alright, let's do pull between these options. Lover. There you go. My initial idea wasn't to make it like a romance themed language, but rather just like a lovely as in like delightful. Alright, I like these options the best. Lover is LSP maybe? Yeah, there you go. Ooh, people like Blush and Lotus. Blush seems good. I feel like Blush is good. Let's call it Blush. Alright. Doing your handle there? Nah, that's good. Alright, congrats. This is going to be renamed to Blush. And this needs Blush. Yeah, I'm happy. Technically it's a tie. Well, I didn't vote, and I voted for blush, so blush won. But the others were good too. Good job, everybody. So what is this? Struct blush. All right. We need. Lotus has got to be the name for the standard library or something. Who suggested Lotus? That's pretty good. Lotus. Oh, it was Vin. Vin. Yeah, we can use those for things. Blush. What does blush do? It basically needs to have a function that's like, no. What does it do? What does it produce? I guess build. It doesn't return anything. It just like makes your output files, right? And it's just gonna print line. We're just gonna work from here. Yeah, I think we should be fun with the names. It's supposed to be a fun language, right? It's supposed to be a delightful user experience or developer experience. User experience is bad, but developer experience should be good. All right, print line. What's it gonna say? Building your projects. Cool, and so when we go over here into main, we can pretty much, okay, what do we do right now? Compile? Like what happens if I do compile cool app? Compiling cool app. We get horrible errors that say it's a directory, which is perfect. Okay. Do we like lovely compile? It should be called like lovely build, right? Lovely build. Cool app. All right. Compile. This is going to be called build. So now I can do lovely build cool app. Compiling. Okay, this whole like compile thing here. Path output. Compile. Yeah, okay, there's not gonna be an output anymore. Sorry, no more output. Because there's gonna be like a target. Compile. We're gonna rename this to build. Actually, we should really just pull this in from what is the path? It's just a string. Okay, so let's make this have a path. Blush should take a path. we're gonna say build. This needs to be pub, doesn't it? Blush build. Blush build path. Path is its own thing, but you can use strings. Yeah, I know. But I get a string from the argument, and now I'll convert it to a real path once over in blush build. I'm just trying to do minimal work over here. Whoops. Lovely build, cool app. Now it says building your project. You could probably get a path from clap. Probably. Alright, I don't need any of these things now. Very simple, lovely. Where's, here we go, blush. Oops. So now, path. Are you going to have some config file? Well, what would the config file do? I don't have any things to configure it yet. Like, we don't have any concept of dependencies. But yeah, there will be a config file. That'd be another fun side project, is making a config file format. You're so pessimistic, man. Okay. Building your projects. All right. How do I make a path buff? New. I don't know. From. Aha. If we call it blossom, we could call libraries petals. Okay, we just got an idea. Libraries freckles. Petals? A petal. Petal, petal. Like the whole flower theme though, like do we really want to push? Do we really want to push the whole flower thing? Like what do flowers exactly have to do with this? I don't know, guys. Flowers for build system only. It's like cargo for Rust. Yeah, that is true. Naming is fun. I agree that we should do fun names. All right, potentially blossom. Blossom. Blossom, and then we're gonna have petals. All right. Let's do a poll. Blossom or blush? Um, if I change the name, I'll kick Joppy out of the Immortal Club. Well, Joppy suggested Blossom too, right? So you could stay here. Right now it's 50-50. We need some more people to vote. If you're watching, please share your opinion. I don't care if it's not very strong, but we just need to know it. Blossom is ahead. Root module with petals. Works semantically. What's the whole root thing? What's root module? We need more votes. We need more votes. All right, I'll just go with, I'm gonna go with Blossom. Negate your vote. Did you vote for Blush? Binaries are stems and libraries are petals. Oh dear. All right, I'm gonna go with Blossom for now. We can always change it later, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to rename this to Blossom. I thought the two hardest things in programming were off by one errors, naming things, and caching. Okay. So we're gonna do this. We got a path buff. We need to say Wait, how do I confirm this is a dir? Perfect. So now if I try to you must admit arguing livens up the chat. It does liven up the chat. People love arguing. Okay. So that now is happy, but if I go like syntax, says that's not a directory, you silly. Oh, it needs to like, how do you exit? What is like that? Stood process.exit. Okay. You shouldn't use exit. Does return error or something? How come? Doesn't call drop properly? Oh. So can I just say like, so this will suffice. And then over in main here, oh, it shows the error. I don't really want to show the error. Can I exit here? It's like the last thing. So it doesn't matter what happens after this point, right? I feel like that's fine. I'm gonna... Wait, how did I get to have 2? What? Can you just return instead of exit? Why are there 2 new lines and when I add 1? Oh. Gotcha. There's an unstable trait for exit codes. Alright, this will be fine. I guess I don't need the exit code for now. Be nice if that was like colorful. I don't know if we want to worry about that yet. What's that crate like colorized? Colorized. This one's nice. Wait, is that it? Colored? Maybe it's colored. On Windows, you have to enable ANSI for colors. Yeah, but this is for Linux only so far, so we don't have to. What's the one I've used before? Colorizer? There's one that I used before that was like really simple. I want to say it was in like. Do I have like an old fan? Old fan, open. Colored. Oh, it was colored. Okay, so let me. How does this work? How does this work? Oh, colorize. That's how it works. Wait, what? Oh. Like that. Thank you, William, for the answers to the questions. Oops. Look at that lovely red color. Get a main here. Error message is more threatening. Correct. I thought the frowny face was a little bit more friendly. And calling you silly. Just get straight to the personal insults. People appreciate that kind of thing. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Is that different from the pipe? This is a pipe. Alright, anyway. So otherwise, then we can like read the dir, right? Is there like a read dir? Path, buff, read dir. What do we get out of this? It's a result of a read dir. It's called depression. Reader is an iterator over dir entry. Gotcha. Gotcha. So wait, so will there some of these be like dirs? Just unwrap probably. Well, I can just easily. I'm gonna make like a printer with some funds. Error. Text is a stir. And it just like does this. Oh dear. Very nice, and now we can just and then do the same thing over here. Ooh. Very nice. Should still do the same thing. Uh-oh. We lost our new line. Okay. So I need to now how do I even do this? You said this is an iterator? Sure enough. Wait, what? Wait, what was that menu I was just in? Really good error messages. That should never happen. William is cooking up an essay. And now we have a dir, and now I got like foo and dir. Why is this as a result if I already had checked? Is an iterator that returns results? Ooh, result dir entry. Can you do like this? Huh, you can. No, you can't. Okay. Oh my word, you guys. Okay, here's foo. What is foo exactly? Dir entry? What in the world is a dir entry? You could collect the iterator to return to result vec error. Ooh, how do we do that? That's a vec result. How do I collect into that? I can't just do this, right? Wait, what? That was magical. I did not know you could do that. I just turned that thing like inside out. Takes the first error, okay. Hey, Jappy. What's it Jappinin'? Just building out this CLI guy. So now we have dir entries. And some person and William are having a full-blown debate over in Discord. Why is Kai writing a whole description? You mean these things? Because this is the real CLI now. We're building a really user-friendly build system. I've got isn't really good grammar, is it? That's better. Okay, and then what's the like shape I'm trying to get out of this? Because I'm trying to like massage this into a I need like recursively descend into this. I'll make my own little directory. Just has like children. Oh wait. File node. Oops. That should do the trick. Are you gonna implement recursive folders? Yeah, of course. I'm already doing it right now. What is this dir entry? File name? What is this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is where you just use an if else, right? Wow. Ta-da, okay. If it's a dir, we kind of need to do the same thing again, right? So I'm gonna make like a little function called I guess reader. Yeah, collect files, that's a good idea. Collect files. Path. There's a path buff. Or no, what do we get at this point? A dir entry? Dir entry. Let's do a dir entry. Oh no, and dir. What's the type of dir? It's a vector dir entry. No. What's the dir I collect? Okay, dir path buff, path buff, path. Let's just do path buff. Path buff. This returns a file tree node. And it's literally gonna do like all this. Okay, I guess I can. Boxed in air. Yoink. Actually, doink. Put those there. Path buff. Do all that. Dir entry. Okay, for dir entry and dir. Alright, then here we're gonna say let tree equal file tree node. Wait. Um, children dot push excuse me. Why is this a spec of results? Ah. What? Vector file units. And then in here, okay, how do we just get like the file contents from it? Although we do need to hold on to the file name, don't we? More like that. Okay, collect files. Children. Name. How do we get the name out of this thing? Name. Dir. Path dot name. File name. Why can I not get the file name as a string? Is there a way to like force it into a string? This is like an OS string. I guess I can make these OS strings. I don't really want them to be two string lossy. That does exist, but does it exist here? No. Two string. Okay, hold on. To stir. Say what? What does to stir return? Good grief, that's horrific. We'll just leave that for now, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense that it gives an option. Okay, that'll be good. Dir. As soon as this becomes an issue, look. Bam. Boom. If we get a boom, something bad happened. That's kind of ridiculous. That is frankly ridiculous. Can you not just do 2-star on the path? No, you can. Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say so? Unwrap. Alright, that was only one. This will be like expect a weird file name. It made me uncomfortable. Sticking with our theme of really good error messages. And then over here, how do we get the contents? Ta-da. No project or combo something, by the way. Well, yeah, for sure there will have to be at some point, but like, what would we even stick in there yet? Do we have anything that we can even configure at this point? We don't have any dependencies yet. What else would you do? Like formatting stuff? We don't have a formatter. Dir entry dot. What was it? Wait. File tree node file. Ta-da! Hello there, code rep John. Yeah, Rosawa, can you think of anything we could stick in our, at this point? Stick in our config, Tom? Like there's nothing really to configure, right? Alright, this really ought to work. If it doesn't, it should. Okay. So that does all that stuff recursively. Path buff, and then I'm going to say let file tree equal collect files path buff. Very nice, file tree. Groovy. Does it have low level control? It will certainly have low level control. It doesn't have control of anything really yet, but yeah, it's meant to be a systems language. building your project, and then just kind of hangs. Lovely. All right. File. What do we do with this file tree? I guess we need to like now lex and parse, so we can lex and parse each file individually, right? Lex and parse each file individually. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to make this generic. Over T. So that I can reuse this type like after we lex it and after we parse it, right? File tree node. This returns a string. Are you using anything like LLVM or from scratch? Yeah, it's from scratch. No LLVM or anything. So there's our file tree. So now I'm gonna make a cool little thing. Sorry. Operate. Actually, I don't really need to move that south. Hold on, we don't use AI. We don't use AI around here. From T to U. And then what are you really to do? You too want to learn it? Yeah, that'd be great. Wait, hold on. I just got really distracted. There's like people outside my window. Wait, okay. Impl. What is fun? Oh, yeah. From T to U. Returns a vec of U. This is perfect. Okay, so I just need to go through file. Okay, wait, so match self. Name. If it's a file, then we just need to do file with a name can be the same. Contents will be f of contents. right? Hold on a minute. Oh, because it's not a vec. You goofball. Wait, what? My opinion, learning C and optionally Asm before learning Rust is important to know how Rust works and why it does things the way it does. Poll's coming. Kai was bothered. It's too late, William. I agree with your take, Rasawe. I can't say that I exactly really, totally learned C particularly well. What happened to my camera? But I sort of learned it. And the extent to which I did learn it has helped me out a lot. Why is my camera like not? Oh, it's because I froze. Did I froze? Did I freeze? I froze. Hold on, people. Bear with me and have patience. Okay, hold on. Screen capture. Okay. Not that screen. This screen. And then I gotta shrink it. Oh dear. Wait for it. I gotta shrink it down. Shrink it down. Shrink it down. Too much. Now grow it back up. Okay. And now, for my next trick, add my little camera. This one. That's perfect. Okay. And slide me underneath the other one so you can't actually see it. And that chat back up there. Looking good. Now I can do this. There I am. Alright, we're back in business. Alright, can you explain to me what's going on here? You gotta do this. Oh, nope. William, you don't like Zig syntax? I feel like Zig syntax is fairly decent. Guys, why is this mad? This is not, it's lying to me. The expected found of T? This isn't even of T. This returns a U. This returns a U. Self is file tree node T. Oh, smart. You are one smart cookie. Guys, Rust is just dominating the polls. C never really stood a chance. Let's just let others use what they want. That is not the solution. We need to be militant about our preferences. Alright, I'm ending the poll though. Only 5 people voted, so people must not really care. Okay, what do we have here? If it's a directory, on the other hand, then we need to file tree node file directory. The name stays the same. What do you mean that's not the solution? He's right. No, I was just kidding. It's just funny because people are always trying to get people to like what they like. Very passionately. Children. So they just be like what? Children dot map iter dot map ta-da clone would be better than to string here. Does the same thing. No, I thought about that. They are doing the same thing, correct? But why would clone be better if they're doing the same thing? Just because it's more explicitly saying that you're making a copy of it? Oh. Silly me. Wait. On wait, hold on. Wait, you're saying stick that in here? File tree node. Operate. Oh. Wait. I'm closer. I am significantly closer. Wait. We be making progress. Question. Can I move out of F? Is there like a move? Wait, what's like the move? Isn't there a move thing? That's not this. Okay. Reference to FN. Wait, what? Here. Ah, it's all fixed. Oh, that actually makes sense because you can't. Yeah. That was a doozy of a function there. Pretty cool. So now, for my next trick, we have all these files. We have a file tree. Oh, we have a result. Now we have a file tree. And now I want to say let tokenized tree equals file tree dot operate lexer okay, hold on. Note s wait, now how do I do this? We got problems. Peeps. Help. I got that. Oh. Ah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Sorry. Now we have tokens. Check it out. Check it out. Oh wait, how does our parser work though? How does our parser work? Parser. 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 New. Oh, new just takes the source. It does all the lexing for us. What about the checker? Checker. Oh, good. Okay, it doesn't do any of that. Okay, so just the parser. Just the parser mod. So I actually can skip this step. Parser. Wow. I guess we need to turn that on. Ooh, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, that is frustrating. Very frustrating. Alright, fine. Make a block expression? Or inner closure or something? How does that help? What do you mean make a block expression? Can I just like with an inner closure? I don't understand the whole inner closure thing. There's an unstable feature for a try block that does it without an inner closure. I don't understand what you want me to do exactly with the inner closure. Like an inner closure inside of this inner closure? Result. What? What are you saying? Why does it need to move? What in the world? That didn't. I think I'm misunderstanding you. It doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. Okay. As riveting of a moment as this is, I actually need to stop right now because I need to go eat dinner. But thank you all very much for the help. We will come back to this exact point next time, which will be tomorrow, I think. So until then, thank you everybody, and I'll see you online. How do I stop this stream? Oh yeah.